What it is 929 WDUP, New London's home of timeless hip hop and R&B. It's your boy Mike Mitch Ill. Special guest checking in, man. My man Focalistic, South African born, you know what I mean? My man's a big deal out here, man. How you doing, brother?
I'm easy. How are you?
Good, I'm good, man. Appreciate you for checking in with us, man. So, yo,
so much.
If I'm not mistaken, you're currently on the North American tour right now. Talk about that. Talk about the experience and how, you know, and this, if I'm not mistaken, it's your first time actually touring out here, right?
Yeah. We just actually completed the tour. I'm in Paris right now. I had to rush for Afro Nation, Portugal. Now we were doing Europe as well. Okay. So it's been an amazing experience, you know, touring the world, globetrotting. I always saw it on like people's videos on TV. So being able to do it through my music for me, you know, it makes me realize that, you know, every Black child in the world, your dreams are very possible. And yeah, let's go get it. Let's go get it.
Yeah, so like people out here in the States who may not be up on game, like first off, you know what I mean, his music's taking off, man. The whole movement's taking off. We're gonna talk about that some more, man. But like let's talk about your background real quick on how you got on and stuff like that for those who may not know.
Yeah. So with amapiano, so that's the new sound that we're pushing, right? And I'm seeing a lot of people in America starting to catch on the vibe. So amapiano is basically a South African sound, right? So I used to make a lot of hip hop. I used to rap. And then, you know, I wanted to find something more authentic, more genuine to my story, where I come from. I come from Pretoria, South Africa, 012. So I wanted to represent that well. And amapiano is a very good canvas. You know, when you're rapping, I always say the beat is a canvas. So amapiano is such a perfect canvas because it represents exactly where I come from, you know. And that's how I started for me. It was with amapiano. That's how my people started recognizing me. People started hearing me when I did amapiano, and yeah, that's pretty much how my background started. I made my first song at the time. It was called Shuta Mugel, and you know it went quite viral quickly. And shout out to the people out there at TikTok as well. Our songs really move hard on TikTok. I guess it's because people get to experience what we meant, you know, through the platform. So that's what's been happening. And right now, globetrotting with the music, as you said, Kestar, Champion Sound, you know, people getting to know the music is a wonderful part of the journey.
Yeah. So for those who may not be in know, kind of explain the amapiano sound a little bit for those who may know. They may not know, you know what I mean? Because you got afrobeats, you know, come from other lands, other sounds, like, you know, kind of explain the difference a little bit if you can.
One, it's a dance genre, yeah. So, you know, people from Africa, we like to dance, we like to get down. So amapiano is a dance genre, spiritual. You can get different types of amapiano. There's the amapiano with the soulful vibe where people are singing, you know, where it feels like, you know, they're taking you to a different realm altogether. And then there's the one that I make, you know, that's hood, cool, about, you know, being a fresh young guy making music. That's what it is. You know, amapiano represents all of us. Amapiano, as I said, is South Africa's gift to the world. So if you tuned in and you don't know amapiano, I suggest you go. I know that you're going to find your favorite version of amapiano. And hopefully it's ours. You're a fresh young person rocking the world, doing your thing, trying to get this money. I'm pretty sure you're going to relate to it.
Absolutely, yo. This is 929 Worldwide 929. You know what I mean? You show love everywhere. Talk about your new single, 3310. Talk about that a little bit.
Oh, yeah, 3310. It's about, you know, it's about back then. Amapiano also is a very nostalgic, you know, we very nostalgic. We appreciate things that happened in the past because they made us who we are right now. So I was saying, like, I used to steal my mom's 3310 back in the 2008, 2006. To make calls to my girls, to my guys, and now you know, it's come full circle. Now I can support my mom, you know, I can show her a different life, and that's what it's about. It's about those type of personal stories. That's why 3310 is such a personal song. It's about, you know, not letting your energy be too spread out, and focusing on the dream of changing your mom's life. For us, that's what it's about, you know.
Yeah, I hear that. Dope record. We gonna premiere that as soon as we wrap this.
Thank you so much.
And we gonna play two more records. How's it been working with the Vito? You know, Keystar, Champion Sound. Those two records are fire. You know what I mean? How's it been working with him? And you know, talk about that a little bit.
Working with Davido been crazy. You know, we met 2 years before when amapiano was still coming up as a sound, as a genre. And he came to my hood, Pretoria, South Africa, and he's like, yo, they played 6 songs back to back. And he's like, yo, who's this on the vocals? And what sound is this? and it was me, you know. And at the time, he obviously wasn't too acclimatized to the music. He hadn't gotten used to it, and you know the different dances we have. It's a big vibe. So, you know, when I got Kesta, Kesta was, you know, number one in Nigeria, number one in South Africa, you know, number one in East Africa. And he's like, yo, when I heard the song, I was like, yo, but who's this kid? And he's like, yo, but that's the kid you met 2 years ago. So he hit me up. I popped out for his show. And after that, it was like, yo, I don't know if you mind, but I would really like you on the remix because you're one of the first guys, the pioneers in the game that liked my music, liked my style, you know, before the world liked this. So he was like, yo, it's a no-brainer. And, you know, ever since then, that's been my brother. You know, I've got Kista, we got Champions, and we just dropped Wata We as well with CK. So it's CK, David, or Focalistic, Abidoza. We just did. And we're working on an EP as well. So, you know, that's my guy. That's my brother.
Yeah, you answered the question for me. That was going to be my next question, man. You guys have great chemistry, and I was going to ask if you have any, like, project moving forward, working with each other.
Yeah,
Y'all got great chemistry, man, for real.
Definitely. We got an EP coming. And I think it's because, as I said, amapiano is very story driven. As much as it's dance music and reviving, the story has to be that important. I think we're taking it back to the roots of let's tell stories that change our lives. You know what I mean? If a story changed my life, that song can change millions of lives, billions of lives. And that's what it's about right now.
Yeah. Yo, talk about your experience on your North American tour. I know you said, you dipped out, you know what I mean, for a minute, but, you know, North America, excuse me. How were you received, man? Like, you getting the love you expected? Like, you know, talk about that.
Yeah, no, definitely. We did 30 shows. We did Minneapolis, Chicago, New York, LA. Yo, we did many cities, you know, and for me, one of the most emotional experiences was being able to see people, you know, understand your music in like, you know, a Minneapolis, a Chicago, even New York. New York, we did 3,000 people, and that's like a sound that's 2 years old, you know what I mean? And it's like, you know, we did billboards. So for me, the experience has been crazy. You know, the love is something that definitely made me believe that we need to come back. You know, I've been telling a lot of people that, you know, I think in America, they've been looking for a sound that represents personal stories so well, and personal stories from Africa. And I think we kind of become home, especially for a lot of African Americans. Someone said that to me, said, being at my show felt like being home, and he had never been to Africa, you know. So it was like, okay, I get you, you know, because back then home, I think, was represented in like, you know, traditional attire, people banging on drums, but it's like, yo, we fresh as well, we cool as well, like we the same people, you know, we just make different music. And once you get absorbed in that realm, in that world, I think you understand what amapiano is about. So that's how it felt like on my tour. It felt like I'm an evangelist of some sort, you know, spreading the word about how it feels to be cool, still, you know, moving with the times, but making different music. And I guess that's what it's about. That's how waves are started. That's how vibes are started. And that's what it's about. So shout out to everyone who pulled up to the tour, North American tour. It's called Strata Nation Address. And I think it's true to that name. It was we addressing the streets, you know what I mean? That's what we're about anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yo, you know, we talk about the South Africa music scene, you know what I mean? When I like actually interact with people from South Africa, like we had like a lot of like, you know what I mean, a lot of similarities in a sense, you know what I mean? Like talk about the music scene out there in South Africa a little bit, for those who might not be in the know.
In South Africa, we are super creative, you know, we always have different waves. I think like 3 years ago, we had Gqom, another crazy dance genre. We saw Beyonce make songs, you know, on the Gqom beats. You know, we saw, you know, Gqom hit the Billboard charts. Yo, we super creative. We have our own hip hop as well. You know, we have some crazy rappers. I don't know if you know about Nasty C. He's really dope as well. Like one of the best rappers I've heard. And we have amapiano, you know, people like myself who rap on amapiano. So, you know, we're super creative, always trying to. I think the South African music scene, the best way to put it is we are super obsessed with, you know, saying things in our own voice, finding a new wave. And that's the best way to put it. Super obsessed with saying things in our own voice and finding a new way to say it, and making people happy. You know, the true sense of music, the true sense of creativity.
Yeah. So are you guys very competitive out there? Like, you know, out here in the States, man, we go head to head. Like, y'all like that over there too?
Yeah, we super competitive, man. I'm in crazy beast right now. It's like, it's crazy because it's like it was never like that, but I guess that's what happens. And, you know, seeing other established industries, you start realizing that, when the money becomes a lot and people, there's a lot to lose, that's how, you get the competitiveness like that. You clash a lot because, people start realizing that, oh no, he's doing the most. I need to kind of, be in that space. And we have the same, we have the same culture. But it's nothing to be too focused on. I always say the negative vibes are not too good for business.
Yeah, absolutely. So, talk about some of your hip hop influences. You mentioned hip hop. You know what I mean? Like, talk about some of your influences personally.
My influence definitely has to be Lil Wayne, and at the time it's because I had lost my dad. So him, yeah, him being open about losing his dad kind of made me open about it, because at the time when I lost my dad was pretty famous. So it was kind of like I wanted to hide it. And listening to his music and him being open about it, and its influence on his life, how he sees certain things, it kind of touched me on a personal level. So I definitely have to put Lil Wayne, Chance the Rapper as well, him trying out new sounds, Chance the Rapper and Vic. It's crazy because it comes full circle, getting to meet Vic Mensa and speak about his influence on my life. He came to my studio. I think we chilled like straight 6 hours just discussing, the influence on lives that, sometimes you might not think is there. Like I was in South Africa at the time listening to Vic and Chance, and it's like, these people experimenting with music. That's what I want to do. Have fun with it, So yeah, I'll put them. I'll put Drake as well. Him being able to tell his story consistently. And yeah, I've got some South African influences as well, just separate from that, like Hugh Masekela. I'm not sure if you're pretty privy on that. Hugh Masekela. We've got Fela as well. One of the huge, African acts to influence us and show us we can take it to the world. So yeah, those are my influences.
Yeah, if your mommy asking, you say your father was a big deal on his own, right? My condolences on you losing him. You want to talk about his influence on you at all, musically or just in general?
Yeah, no, definitely. My dad was a journalist, right? So it's crazy that you asked that, because so my dad being a journalist, I went on to study. I have a degree in political science. So I wanted to be a journalist as well. But, the music bug kept biting me. And I realized I'm a journalist in my own right as well, so I can do it in music because I'm reporting on how my life is, and I live vicariously to other people. So you can end up addressing political issues and issues that people go through on a daily. So yeah, that's been my dad's influence. I think he taught me how to have the voice to always document what's going on. And it's important because that's history. People never realize we're living in history right now. This, we just come from COVID-19, and that's where amapiano as a genre was made and built and established. So that's a moment of history. From COVID, it wasn't all bad. You found us.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, let's talk about some of the awards you've been nominated for. You mentioned Billboard, but I was doing my research, man. It looked like you got nominated for some prestigious awards. Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I've been nominated for BET as well. I was nominated for it's many awards, but I always say, for me, the most important thing is connecting to my audience. So the awards are a big plus, but for me, it's like I always want to connect with the audience. So the awards are a big plus, and we're aiming for the big one. We're aiming for the Grammy. So you just come from. I went to the Recording Academy head offices. And the guy there was telling me one of the most important things when they're selecting a person who's gonna win a Grammy is, did you go to to the toughest lengths to connect to your fan base? Because it's not about the awards, it's about your art. And that was one of the most important things for me. It was confirmation.
Yeah. Salute Recording Academy gang. I'm part of them too. You know what I'm saying? Rich things. You know what I'm saying? I'm part of. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's huge, man. So talk about some of your endeavors outside of music. I mean, I heard through the grapevine, you trying to make your own dictionary. Explain that a little bit, bro.
Yeah, I'm trying to make my own dictionary because the language that I rap in, right, is not an official language in South Africa. So it's a language that was created by Pretorians, unofficial, on the street, lingo that kind of best describes things that we see fit. So it's like a lot of people are confused. For example, even the Kesta, for it to become, part of lingo is crazy because it's like that was never a word. When I say Kesta, it means I'm a star. And it's like that was never, part of anyone's vocab, anyone's dictionary. But now it's like you find people every day waking up and saying hashtag Kesta. So it's like I want to create a lingo so people understand what I'm saying when I'm speaking, especially like right now. When I'm speaking to you right now, I want to say a lot of like words that are in Spitori, but it's like, my brew, you won't understand it. So it's like, I want to make a dictionary so that even Mike, you know, all the way where you are, you can be able to catch me.
Yeah.
But there's many other endeavors. For me, it's about culture, you know. Um, for me right now, it's like, okay, can Amapiano fill up O2 Arena, Madison Square, you know, House of Blues? How are we gonna do it here in Paris where I am? How are we gonna do 20,000 people? You know, so you have to spread it out. You know, I like fashion as well. I'm dropping my own version of rings soon. You know,
I see you, brother.
so for
It's
me, it's
cold.
always about, you know, looking at the, yeah, thank you. It's always about looking at the full picture of how can we push culture and make sure people understand what we like, where we come from, and that's how it influences the world. I think that's where it always starts. What you genuinely like. These are things that I'm genuinely interested in, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. So, yo, you know, you mentioned the O2 Arena in London. You know, talk about that experience. And was that the biggest venue you ever rocked thus far? You know what I mean? And, you know, if not, you talk about some other joints you ever did, you know?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think O2 Arena was the biggest venue that I've ever rocked. And purely because even 20,000 means if I've done Madison Square, you're doing 20,000 as well. You know, so 20,000 people singing your song, 20,000 people saying, Foca, we wanna party. It's a crazy experience, you know. So for me, it's like, how do we do that with Amapiano headliners? Amapiano has a lot of artists. I think we have over 100 artists right now, you know, who are definitely charting, who are definitely consistently releasing hits. And that's the dream for me. It's like, how can we do 20,000 capacity all the time? But it was a crazy experience being on the stage. I got goosebumps, you know. I always get nervous before performing because I want to do my best. But I think that was a different type of nervous, you know. I felt like I'm doing this for my country. This is history in the making, you know. Being the first South African act to do that, you know, was crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you said you just rocked the O2 Arena in London or whatever. You got any crazy like groupie fan stories? I mean, feel free to say no. I don't want you to get in trouble. I don't know what your situation is. I don't want you to get your old lady mad or something. You know, you got any stories?
Yeah, man, it's crazy stories. I think one of the craziest stories is actually recent, you know, New York. So I just performed. We chilling outside, you know. I was at Major League, you know. Those are my guys as well. They make amapiano as well. One of the biggest DJs. And we chilling outside, and there's this girl, right? So she's asking for a picture, and it's like, okay, cool. We can take the picture. We take the picture, and we go straight to the hotel. When we get to the hotel, her Uber was following us the whole time from a distance. So when we get to the hotel, she's still outside, like, yo, I thought we were gonna go inside. I'm like, yo, so you followed me like 45 minutes to think like we're gonna, you know, but it was like, you know, nothing happened or anything. It's just like, yo, like, you know, I think sometimes with fans, what happens is, you know, the line is blurred, you know, so you take the picture and it's taken like, yo, I think this guy loves me or something, you know.
Yeah. I mean, you pretty much at the point now being an international star, man. When did that shift happen? And on top of that, just on like a schematic standpoint, man, like how do you gotta adjust your security? You know what I mean? Like, all right, I'm back home, all right, you know, I got this amount of security, but now, all right, maybe I go to this spot, maybe a little rough, you know what I mean? Or talk about, you know, some of the challenges you got dealing with that.
I think I'm a pretty chill person, you know, so I don't really ever need too much security. And that's purely because, you know, my music is story based. So I get to listen to people's stories. Sometimes I listen to like a fan story. And I think that's the difference with what's happening with amapiano is that we took it back down to the base. When COVID happened, people were sad. So we had to take it down to the base. Like, I understand you. I hear you. I know your stories. So most of the time, I'm protected even by, you know, the criminals themselves, because it's like, we love this guy. He's telling us the true story from where he comes from. So I've never had a problem or an issue with security. You know, I enjoy talking to people. If not, you know, you're protected by the criminals themselves. I've never had it. I think we're in the Bronx as well. We're in the Bronx, like they told us, yo, this is super dangerous. Take off your chains. You know, I ended up taking so many pictures, you know, chilling. So I know that, you know, it's kind of, you inspire the danger most of the time, you know. If you're not, you know, trying to have any problem, we don't have any problem.
Yeah, you know what I mean? My man, we here with Focalistic, man. Kent. He say he go to any hood, he don't gotta tuck his chain or nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I'm good.
He good out here. He ain't gotta tuck nothing. Yeah, man. So yo, what was that record that kind of like changed your life, man? Kind of propelled you to where you currently at? Was there one record or one body of work that kind of like changed your whole trajectory at all?
Yeah, 100%. It's Asa Trap Pina Guys. So that's a project that I dropped. I think at the time people had never heard, a person rapping on these dance beats, because obviously, looking at the rapport, there were a lot of people that were singing, but no one had heard someone rapping and making it such a vibe, but still telling their story and keeping the story intact. So definitely Asa Trap Pina Guys, one of my first projects. Very experimental. I was also just trying it out, and and if I had stopped at the time, I was never gonna be here speaking to you. So
Yeah.
For me, that project changed how I view music. It's about keeping the experimental spirit and energy alive.
Okay. So moving forward, you mentioned the EP. Anything else on deck? Moving forward this year in the coming years?
Yeah, I got an album that I'm working on right now. I've got Davido as well, Diamond Platinum's on it, Rema on it. It's more of a project that kind of takes amapiano and makes people understand what we've been doing, what we've been building for the past 2 years. We're building for an international sound. You know what I mean? We can fight at the same level as hip hop. When I say I'm gonna do, Madison Square, the stage has to be, at the same level as Beyonce, at the same level as Drake. So I think this project, this album that I'm working on is one of those projects that puts it there, especially sonically. You start to understand that, oh, these sounds link, oh, this links, oh, this sounds better like this. So definitely the album. Definitely working on bringing a lot of people back home to South Africa. A lot of my features are coming back home. We're gonna do 20,000 capacity back home with Focalistic and friends. All the people are features. So we're working hard to kind of build a bridge and make sure that when we do win the Grammy, people understand that we built it from the ground up, and those are one of the most important things.
Yeah, absolutely. Any dream collaborators you got on deck? Anybody you want to work with that you haven't worked with yet?
Yeah, no, definitely. But I always say making music is like making a baby. So for me, it's like if people can understand the story, I definitely want to work with them. But yeah. I've never made a song where it's like, no, I need this person on it, or because it's like I make the song to finish it. My story is done. If you are around and you understand the story, add your 2 cents. But there's definitely some people like. I think about Ariana Grande, like, texture of the voice, it would be dope. Drake as well. I see he just dropped a dance album, and it's like he's super close to amapiano. I think amapiano
Beyonce did the same thing. Like you see like Beyonce, a lot of artists out here trying to shit to what y'all doing.
100%. I like that you're seeing that. That's exactly what I mean. So it's like there's a lot of people that I'd like to put onto this amapiano wave, because at the end of the day, it's a wave. You see the kids out at the show, they have the braids. They come in. It's a whole different wave. So yeah, just a lot of people that I'd like to put onto the story and make sure that they understand, because it's here to stay. Amapiano is here to stay.
Yeah, absolutely. So yo, talk about like you got like a team of producers you rock with, or you just like, yo, I just take whatever beat that come from my path and I'm just gonna roll with it. Do you got like a team that you deal with?
There's a team, because there's a team because the sound is so protected. So we always decide where to take the sound. So there's Mellow and Sleazy. They super dope. We brought this new sound of amapiano. Within amapiano, there's a new sound. It's called Bacardi as well. We've got DJ Maporisa, super dope producer. He's also worked with Beyonce. He's really dope. And these are the team that I have. When we're always bouncing ideas. We're about to have a camp as well. I need to go back to South Africa end of July. About to have a studio camp where we're putting all these sounds together. So that's my team. It's about people who understand it and people who are always learning, students of the game, and figuring out how do we make people in Chicago dance, people in New York dance as well, but keeping the African people still dancing. So it's super amazing to have a team. If you're out there and you're an artist, people always say get one producer. I say get 5.
And a team full of hitmen, for real.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, yo, I'm about to queue up your records. We're about to do a triple play, man. We're going to play 3 of your records. We're going to start off with 3310. and then we gonna, you know what I mean, Champion Sound, Keystar, and all that. You know what I'm saying? You want to give out all your info real quick to our listeners out here? Anything else you want to say while I can records up?
Oh yeah, 100%. My name is Peter Maradona, King Sacramento, President Estrada. You know me as Focalistic. Focalistic on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Focalistic. This is 3310 Kista Champion Sound. Big tunes only.
Oh, yeah. Well, man, yo, it's a pleasure having you on air, man. Hey, yo, hang back for 1 second. We're about to play your record. Introduce your record 3310, and then, you know what I mean, we'll be good to go.
100%. Big tune loading right now. I need you to take off your heels if you're wearing some heels. Make sure you got some sneakers, some dancing shoes right now. Big tune. I need everybody to be dancing. Prepare your amapiano moves. This is 3310, Mellow and Sleazy, Madumani, DJ Maporisa. Big tune. Ah, tune.
And so that's not.